Hello, Gary Champion, psychic medium again. A little story about dogs. Now, this happened last night. This is the 27th of July, 2019, so it was 26th last night. And I was telling my wife about it. She's down in the kitchen. And it's a funny story, so I just thought I'd tell her. It's a little simple story. And and I said, I should do a video. And she said, yeah, that'd make a good one. And then I said, you think people think I'm strange? She said, you're not strange, you're just different. So anyway, lay down last night to go to sleep. And if you notice, a lot of communications happen between you and the other side as you're between awake and asleep. There's that brief period. You're not awake and you're not asleep, kind of in the middle there. And I call that state a meditative state. And I can achieve that during the day at any time. Was always known as a spacey kid. A second grade teacher slapped me in the face once because I was in one. I just wasn't listening. But it wasn't that I wasn't listening because I didn't want to listen. I was listening to people on the other side who were saying something more important. And I never got angry at her for it because I understood. Anyway, I'm going to sleep. I'm drifting off. And I crossed that period where you're awake, you're in a meditative state, and then you're asleep. I've just gotten to sleep. And laying on my side, this big dog came up. And, so to him, I guess, or her, didn't check that out. It was like I was laying on the floor. The visualization I got was a dog walked up to me and ducked his head down and started sniffing. Like dogs will do this. They sniff like crazy about anything down on the floor. Then his tongue came out and he started wiping my face. I went like that and woke up. And that was the whole thing. It was a whole dream. But these encounters with dogs that have passed and cats in the daytime are quite often. Occasionally see them. They tell me things about the previous owners. And what they're doing around me, I have no idea. These aren't animals that I owned or grew up having or anything. They're just I lived in an apartment once where there was a white cat that always came to the sliding glass door. And I could see it. I didn't know if it was a male or female either. That doesn't seem to come up in these things. It could be anything. Anyway, it came up to the sliding glass window, and I supposed it belonged to someone in the building that it had passed on them. And I was living in apartments back then. And I was always kind of open the door and it would come in. I don't know why it just didn't walk in, because a cat in spirit can go right through the wall. But it waited until I opened the sliding glass door. Well, now that I think about it, probably someone had that cat in that apartment that I had and was feeding it, and that's how it got in. It'd come to the door, wait for you to open it. It didn't meow or anything, just came in and then would walk around the apartment. So encounters with animals that have passed is real common. And I didn't have the ability until my father passed in 1988, and he was a veterinarian. And I believe an animal communicator, because you can't do that kind of work successfully without being able to know, because a dog can't tell you where he hurts. You intuitively kind of knew where it hurt. Anyway, different story. And I believe anybody can have these sort of visitations from. Now, I don't usually see much but cats or dogs, but that doesn't mean that other animals don't go to the other side. They're spirits. I just don't. I'm not aware of them. I'm sure of cats and dogs. I don't know anything about elephants or zebras or horses. I'm sure horses do. Never seen one in the spirit that I'm aware of. that I can remember. And of course, I don't remember a lot. So anyway, that's the story. I was once in a hotel in Portland, Oregon, and if you're a medium, you're sort of used to these things, but this is a little while ago, and I wasn't used to spirits from the other side just showing up. I would be told so and so is going to appear tomorrow night, or you'll have a visitation or something. Then I'd be aware of it. But I was in a old Portland hotel called the Inn at the Convention Center. Really, really old. And it's so old that it had those little slots in the wall for putting those safety razors. Once you were through with them, you could slide them in this little slot. And I guess they went down between the wall or something. And they were hoping that the wall would never fill up. I don't know. But the elevator sort of creaked, and you could feel it sort of banging around. And I was asleep. Well, I guess that hotel, I've had two there. I've had two visitations there, the same hotel. Haven't been back for a while, but I did that. There was a psychic fair there, and that's why I was there, and I did it like 20 times. So anyway, I got up and went in the shower and was showering, and I see the Korean or Japanese guy appeared in the shower and kind of walked right up to me and asked me how I was feeling. And I just kind of freaked out and jumped out of the bathtub, jumped out of the shower. Later on in the day, I understood that he was just asking how I was feeling because I had to give my class where I have to stand up in front of people and read them. And you're never ready for that. And you never know what spirit's going to arrive for you to read someone in the crowd. You don't know. You don't know the people. You don't know anybody. But they always show up. But sometimes you think maybe they won't. Always have. So I won't tell you about the other one. I think it's in another video. Yeah, I think I've made another video about that. Maybe it's not up there. I'm not sure. But close encounters with people who have passed can happen day and night, whether you're asleep or awake. If you're in a meditative state, if you're watching a television program, you're all just kind of relaxed and everything, it can happen then. If you're sitting out in the backyard, or if you're watering the garden, or if you're, any time that you're relaxed, they can usually pop in. And sorry, there isn't any defense against it. They just do it because they want you to know they're there. And that's probably your animal. With me, they're not animals I know. They just arrive. And I used to do a lot of animal readings at one time, and it just was something didn't work out quite. So I stopped doing it. But anyway, that's a funny story. My wife says I'm not strange. I'm just different. That's the funniest part of the videos, actually. That there's nothing wrong with me. So for today, I want to wish you all happiness. If you can find happiness, you have a great day. If you don't find happiness, it's a difficult day. So try and seek happiness somehow today before you go to sleep. Happiness is better than anything else. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.